We know how to coordinate as far as color code. That's like top of the dome. What it is, what it ain't, it's your girl Umbrella, and I am back with another video. Okay, today is going to get a little interesting. I'm going to be talking about how we dress, and I'm going to actually respond to the comment that do we dress the best? And specifically, I'm going to be relating all of that back to, you know, my experience as being from Washington, D.C. myself. So if you're ready to get into this video, make sure you like, comment below, and subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this. You don't want to miss out on this type content, okay? The quote, I actually got this off of Instagram. It was on the Shade Room, and someone put on Twitter, they said, the DMV dress better than any other state in America. We know how to put that ish on. So that's the quote, okay? So what I would like to do with that quote is actually break it down into sections. So first we're going to start off with the DMV. Okay, me being from Washington, D.C., it's annoying when people slam DC, Maryland, and Virginia, and they put it all in one category just because it's close together. It's annoying to me because it's not the same. I feel like things are different now. Like, a lot of people from DC have been moved out to Maryland because of you know, housing and shit like that. Like, I used to live in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in DC, and the whole neighborhood got moved out, you know, so it's not there no more. A lot of people got moved to Maryland, and, you know, Maryland is becoming more urban, you know, than it was in the past. In the past, Maryland was like I mean, it's still like the suburbs. That part hasn't changed, but it's like it's changed in the sense of, like, there's more like DC people that have moved to Maryland, so it's more street. It's still suburbs, but it's the people make it more street, if that makes sense. So to me, from my point of view and my experience, DC is like the it's the influence, really. DC is the city, you know. It's the city. You got the city, you got the suburbs, and then you got the suburbs where usually all the white people live at. So majority white people live in Virginia. You know, DC is more urban, so it's more street, it's more hood, it's more gangster. And then Maryland is kind of in between both of those like major differences. So Maryland's kind of a mixture of urban and suburbs at the same time. So where you have differences in the DC area, the Maryland area, and the Virginia area, there's going to be different styles of fashion because you have to dress for the occasion, you know what I'm saying? So DC people, we dress more street, you know. It's crew necks, it's how can I say this? We're known for like New Balances and Hallie Hansen coats and North Faces and the whole Hallie Hansen suit with the damn ski snowboard goggles and Nike boots and stuff like that. Like, we just dress structured. It's very structured, and it's very like pro-black. Like, it's very like, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm black and I can dress. A part of what makes us such a dressy place, or such a like street style, streetwear place, is because of the weather. In DC specifically, like I said, I don't live in Maryland, Virginia, so I can't really speak for those places. But in DC, we get the best weather. And when I mean the best weather, we get on the East Coast, period. I feel like we get, depending on where you live at, you can get the best of all 3 seasons. I mean, all 4 seasons. Like, you can get the best weather. So in DC, we're right in the middle of the northern East Coast and the southern East Coast. So we're right in the middle. so we don't really get any earthquakes or hurricanes. It was like one fucking earthquake, but it wasn't like nothing. But basically, like, we, as far as weather, we don't really get any natural disasters. The winter time is, you know, cold. It's cold, but it's not like freezing, like below freezing, like it is in Maine or New York, or those states up top. It's not like that. Like, it's cold, you know, it's still cold, but it's not like below freezing. And we do our summers, especially the past maybe 4 or 5 summers, have been really, really hot. But it's not like Florida or Atlanta or any of those states down south where it's like it's completely hot. The best seasons is the springtime and the fall. The best time to come to DC to me is in the spring because it's just beautiful. It's flowers everywhere. It's very warm. It's not cold, but it's not hot. It's like you can wear like a nice outfit without being too sweaty. Like, it's perfect. I think we also dress really well because we just know how to coordinate. Like, a lot of people, period, don't understand that you don't have to, like, everything doesn't have to match. And there was a time in DC where I did see people matching everything. And that was like in the early 2000s when I was growing up. Like, and it was like the oversized shirts and jeans and shit like that. People did like match everything, but that was like across the board. Like, everybody used to do that. But nowadays, I feel like we don't do that. Like, in DC specifically, because it's such a political place. We got the president lives here. It's always a bunch of protests, so you're always seeing uniforms. Like, specifically in DC, you have to, like, if you go to school, you got to wear uniforms. So you got to know how to coordinate with your uniform, as far as color, as far as structure of the uniform to make it look more cool. Like, we have a limit of like freedom, I could say, in DC. So it's like we have to stick to the code, and we got to kind of find our way to like bend rules and stuff. Like, even with jobs that I've had, like, I read the rule book about like the dress code, and I would like work my way around the dress code so that I could just still like feel like myself. So I'm kind of used to doing that because all my schools growing up, it was uniform. I remember in my middle school, like, all of the grades had a different color uniform. So, like, the sixth graders had to wear yellow and green. That sounds awful together. Like, a yellow shirt and the green pants. And then the seventh graders had to wear white and green. And then the eighth graders had to wear white and tan. So it's like you gotta, you know, that's just an example of like having to like coordinate like what kind of shoes you would go with each uniform and stuff like that. Whereas in Maryland, Virginia, it's more freedom. So a lot of kids that go to Maryland schools and Virginia schools, they could wear regular clothes. So they could just dress however they want. It don't even matter. But in DC specifically, it's a lot of pressure to put that ish on. Like, it's a lot of pressure to dress well because growing up, you would get cut up, you know. People would laugh at you, you know, people would joan on you. DC is one of those places where people will fire your ass up. Like, if they see you wearing something that's not cool, or they see you wearing something that looks too small, or doesn't look fashionable as far as like DC goes, like, it's a hard city to grow up in, period. So it's a lot of pressure to kind of dress well in that aspect. Some examples that I have of people that be dressing for me that represent like DC, Maryland, Virginia, is like Shy Glizzy, of course, he's from DC. Wale, I believe he's from Maryland. Trey Songz and Chris Brown, they're both from Virginia, different parts of Virginia. But you could still kind of see like how they dress, they coordinate. Like, some of their color palettes might match, and I'll put some examples up here just so you can see. But some of their colors might match, but everything don't. Everything kind of flows together. we're good at layering clothes. Like, I love wearing like leggings underneath my jeans when it's like really cold outside. Like, I'll put leggings underneath my jeans to be warm, but I'll also like pull the leggings up closer to my stomach so that it's more slimming. It creates like a more of a shape as far as the hips and the legs go, and it also keeps me warm, and that way I can get away with like wearing like a long sleeve crop top shirt. And it's just like little things that you could do to play around with like the fall season and the winter season. um in the summertime and the springtime, like I'm just tell y'all right now, I'm gonna be rocking like athletic wear, like all spring, all summer, because it's comfortable, it's sweat resistant most of all, because I sweat too damn much. And like I said, in DC it does get really hot. um when it does get hot, it gets really hot. So you don't want to be walking around in something that's going to make you sweat, especially if you're going to be out all day. Like, you don't want to look sweaty. Like, we don't like that. We don't like the sweat. Um, a lot of girls in DC do dress, kind of risque. You know what I'm saying? Just like everywhere, honestly. A lot of girls do dress risque. I think it's because of the culture, what we're seeing on Instagram, or what we're seeing that the celebrities doing. Like, young girls, they want to do the same thing. Me, I don't do any of that. I like to dress covered up, because I don't like a lot of like horny attention. I don't like that. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I know I'm a woman. I know that, I got it going on and everything, but I'm not trying to like walk outside the house and look niggas, like, look at me. Like, I'm not like that. Like, if you see me, then you see me, but most of the time I'm focused on where I gotta go, and then I'm focused on getting my ass home. I'm not trying to stay outside all day. I'm not trying to stay in the way, because DC is very, it's dangerous like that. Like, if you just out and you just open too much, you can get into some things that you just don't want to get into. I feel like all of those things have to do with why we dress well. I feel like we just know what to do. Like, we know how to make a lasting impression. And we're not afraid to push a boundary without being like it's doing too much to me. So that's all I have today for this video. I hope that y'all like this video. I will be coming back with more DC related topics. Stay tuned. It's Umbrella. Make sure you like, comment below, subscribe, and tell me what's up in the comments. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you in the next video. Bye.